Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. It's Shell. For those of you who haven't watched my video before, welcome to my channel. What's next? So I'm really sorry for not doing videos for that long because I have been crazily busy with my life recently. My work, my study, myself in particular. A lot of things have been going on in my real life and I didn't actually get the time to do this. And also I had a worst haircut ever that made me look like a high school student, which is another reason that I don't want to do videos, because I don't want to look crappy on cameras, you know, girl stuff. Thank you very much for waiting and being so patient, and I really appreciated all your comments, your DMs. I promise that I will be uploading videos more regularly, like once a week or every other week. Who knows, like, you know, just try to make my life easier, you know? So today's video will not be about pronunciation and phonetics because I'm still preparing for it, like doing research and stuff. But it's gonna be about how I, myself as a non-native speaker, learned English until now. I will be covering some very useful tips. So take some notes that if you have never heard of those ideas, and just remind yourself again if you have learned those, you've already known those tips. It could be a little bit overlapping with my previous videos, but you know, since it does help. Okie dokie, let's just get it started. Let's start from the question that I got asked most frequently. A lot of you asked if it's necessary to live in an English speaking environment to practice English, and my answer is no. You do not have to go to an English-speaking country to practice English, even though it does help. It does provide a lot of convenience when you are practicing English, but you don't necessarily have to go there. You yourself can actually create an English environment for yourself. As I said before, I will speak to myself when I'm driving, which sounds weird, but it does help my pronunciation and my fluency. Although I know it's not a good habit and it's distracting, but what you can do is to like ask your friends to speak English with you. Make some international friends in particular. Like you don't necessarily have to make friends with those who came from a English-speaking country. Like you can make some international friends, like Korean friends, Japanese friends, French friends, or like any friends that are from a different country other than your home country. I mean, when you guys communicate, you'll have to speak English. That's a chance, that's an opportunity for you to practice, right? Well, if you know their language, you might want to make friends with people from other countries then. Recently, I started to listen to podcasts, at least 2 episodes a day, because every morning on the way to work, it's like an hour drive, so that I can definitely finish 2 episodes of the podcast. These days, I've been listening to TED Talk. And for those of you who go to work, go to school, go to the gym, and now you have one more option. All you have to do is just immerse yourself in this English environment that you created for yourself, okay? And make full use of this environment. Another tip is to get a notebook for vocabulary. This might be a little bit old school, but it is very helpful. Some of you must have come across the situation that you want to tell a story, but you don't know what kind of expression or what kind of vocab and phrases that you should use. This is when a notebook is more than helpful. Just keep a habit of writing down or noting the important or useful phrases and words, and check these terms like every now and then to like get more familiar of the usage. You don't necessarily have to keep them in an actual notebook. You can keep it on your phone, or even on some apps, whatever is convenient for you. Just make full use of the resources around you. Finishing the vocabulary, now I want to mention grammar, which is a topic that a lot of you have concern about. Like, what should I do if my grammar is so bad? Or like, I always feel my grammar is not advanced enough when I'm writing paper, stuff like that. My suggestion is to get a very basic grammar book. Like very basic. You don't really need very advanced grammar to conduct daily conversation with people. What are those advanced terms for? Using tons of subordinate clauses when you are talking with people? Or even your essays that will confuse your professor? Like, it's not necessary, okay? Another tip is always set aside a certain time for English. You can do whatever you want as long as it's about English. You can read a book, write your diary English, watch TV shows, listen to podcasts, talk with your friends, or even read your textbook. I honestly used to read my textbook back in high school because, you know, back in high school we have this like morning reading and evening reading session. Every time before the morning reading session, I would grab my English textbook and just get out of the classroom and read out loud my textbook to practice my pronunciation, fluency, speed, and memorize some phrases, vocab, and sentence structures. So like during this process, you would actually practice English in a very comprehensive way. Last but not least, and this is also something I've been mentioning in my other videos too, you need to overcome the idea that you cannot speak English fluently or you cannot learn English well because you are not a native speaker. Confidence is really important, and it's not only when you're learning a second language. It's the same in life. When you believe in yourself that you can actually do something, then you would actually do it. But if you keep doubting yourself that you cannot do it, then you might just fail. And I realized that it is very rewarding to always challenge yourself. I remember the first semester I came here in the United States, I was shy, I was unconfident, and I just kept doubting myself. But things changed after I gave my first speech in class when I received tons of compliments from my fellow classmates and also my instructor. And back then I was like, oh my god, I really did it. Like, I was not as awful as I expected. Until the next time I gave my second speech, I was selected to join the public speaking competition, which boosted my self-confidence since then, because I realized that I should have encouraged myself more often because I deserved it. Same to you guys. Always challenge yourself and let yourself know what you are really capable of doing and stop doubting yourself. Confidence is really important. Alright, so this is about today. I know it's short, but I will have more videos coming up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful for you. And if you like it, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Please also let me know how you like this video. Leave any comments below, good or bad. Good preferred. I'll see you next Saturday. Stay tuned!